Alright mate, how you doing? And today's the day that we're going to decide what FIFA 15 team I'm going to use for my brand new career mode. If you saw the video I made last week, you'll know that I asked you guys to get in touch with me and let me know what team you want me to use and why. And I was very surprised by the amount of people that did get in touch, so thank you to everyone that tweeted me, sent me a note, emailed me, made a YouTube video, whatever you did, it's much appreciated. What I've done is I've gone through all of them and I've picked out my favourite ones, whether they're the most creative or they made a really good point to why I should be that team. Whatever the reason, I'll explain later. I've picked out my favourites, and then you guys are going to have an opportunity at the end to vote for any of the ones I've put on this shortlist. And whichever one gets the most votes will be the team I choose. Okay, there's 5 teams I've selected that I want you guys to vote on. And I've selected them for all very different reasons, and I'll get around to that in a second. But first of all, I want to give a special mention to one lad in his video which made me laugh a lot. I'm not going with his team, but I do think it's worth a quick watch of the video. His name's Ewan, he's a lad from Scotland, and he wants me to manage Wycombe Wanderers for some reason. I don't know why he likes them so much. However, he pronounces them Wycombe, which I quite like. Instead of Wycombe, it's Wycombe. I don't know if he did it on purpose, if it was a joke, or if he just thinks that's how you say it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I quite like Wycombe. I think it's a good name. Anyway, let's take a quick look at his video.
Wycombe. Not the best team, right? Think about when Spencer gets a hold of them. Then you have trouble. Spencer. Wycombe. That is scary to think about. Wycombe Wanderers.
So thanks for that, Ewan. Top lad. I'm not going to be going with Wycombe, but thank you for suggesting them, and maybe next time I'll go with your teammate. Right, let's get into the nitty gritty. The 5 teams I've selected. Out of the 5 teams, I've gone with 3 English-based teams and 2 foreign teams, because I want to try and give you guys as many different options to vote for that are, that aren't similar teams. The 3 British teams are all in different leagues. Okay, one's a Premier League team, 2 are lower league teams. The first team is in League 2. They've suffered a whole load of setbacks over the last few years, but they're finally getting their stuff together. It's Portsmouth. Now, there wasn't one particular application that made me go, wow, this is amazing, I've got to do Pompey. But there was a load of people that got in touch with me saying to do Portsmouth, a lot of people. So it makes me think there's a lot of guys out there that want to see it happen. Obviously, they're in League 2 now. They used to be in the Premiership not too long ago. They won the FA Cup, I think 6 years ago maybe. They've had a real fall from grace. It reminds me a little bit of the team I'm a shareholder in, which is Real Oviedo. For that reason, it appeals to me. And if you think being Portsmouth, trying to get them from League 2 back up to the glory days of the Premiership is the sort of career mode you want to see, make sure you vote for them at the end when I provide the links. Moving up 2 divisions, the second team I'm going to present to you is Wolverhampton Wanderers, aka Wolves. Now, this wasn't a team that I was inundated with suggestions to be. However, one lad went above and beyond to what I'd have to say was almost certainly the best single application I received, and that's purely why his team Wolves have made the shortlist. I'm not 100% sure whether he's seen the Premier League poems and things I've done in the past. If you haven't seen them, I'll leave a link to them in the description, but over the last few years I've made different football-based poems that have gone down quite well. But he's made his own one, all about Wolves. He's talking about me and how he thinks that I could do a good job there, and I can't show you the whole thing because it's quite long, but I've cut out some little bits that I'll show you now. And I'll leave a link to the description to his full video as well if you want to check it out, because it is really good. It's a really good job, really good poem, and it made me think Wolves could be a good option. So if you like the poem, if you like the idea of trying to get Wolves from the Championship back to the Premiership where they were not too long ago, you can vote for them at the end.
Alright, Spen, how you doing? I've got to say I'm intrigued by this plan you've got brewing that allows us, the audience, to choose which team you're going to use in your next career season. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Matt, and I'm throwing Wolves' name into the hat for the following reasons. Somehow we suffered back-to-back relegations. Whilst everyone has their own explanations, I have a theory of my own. You see, what I think played a part in this is in 2012, an East London club bought Matt Jarvis. I don't know if karma does exist, but perhaps the Irons are due a slap on the wrist. I'm not pointing fingers, Spen, I'm a long-time fan. But you could take this chance to redeem your beloved West Ham. You could once and for all end our plight and return the mighty Wolves to the top flight. As our motto goes, out of darkness cometh light.
The third British-based team that I'm going to give you the chance to vote for is a Premier League team that goes by the name of Hull City. Maybe they'll go by the name of Hull City Tigers soon, we don't know yet. What we do know is that these guys have done alright since they got back to the Premiership. FA Cup finalists last year. They've made some terrific signings. They signed Diame off my team, West Ham. They've got Ben Arthur off Newcastle. I got a tweet from Slashy Tearface. I'm not sure how you say his handle, but I got a tweet from him suggesting to be Hull. Maybe you want to go with them, it's up to you. And the final two options are international clubs. The first one is a Serie A team from Italy called Inter Milan. After Portsmouth, Inter Milan was probably the second most suggested team that I got. I got a whole load of tweets to be Inter Milan. I know they've fallen from grace a little bit. Obviously, they're still in the top flight. But it wasn't too long ago they won the Champions League under Jose Mourinho. They had an amazing squad. It's kind of fallen apart a little bit. And there's a number of people that want to see me try and rebuild the blue and black team, get them back to the top. And if that's something you want to see, you have the option to vote for them at the end. The fifth and final team you can vote for is another foreign team, this time from the Bundesliga, is Borussia Dortmund. Now I mentioned in my Q&A video recently that I actually went to a game at Dortmund and it is by far the best atmosphere you'll ever go to. It's got the highest average attendance in Europe, incredible stadium, incredible fans. And I think that resonated with some people. They wanted to see me try that team out. They've got some great players, obviously, the likes of Marco Reus, Gundogan's still there, Subotic, Weidenfeller, and now they've got Adrian Ramos, Immobile, all these great players. I got a number of tweets from people asking me to be Dortmund, including one from my mate Alex, who's a big Bundesliga fan, and he'd like to see me try things out with the yellow and black lads. So if Dortmund is the kind of career you'd like to see me do, then you're going to have the chance to vote for them in a second. Okay guys, people have made their cases for me to be their clubs. It's now time for you lot to decide which team I use. If you look in the description below, you'll see a link to a straw poll voting page. On there, each of the 5 teams I've talked about are on there. You've only got to go, click on the one you want me to be, and I'll give it a couple of days. I'll see which team has the most votes, and I'll go with that team. Before I go, I just want to say a big thank you to anyone and everyone who got in touch with me and, suggested their team. I'm sorry if you didn't make it to the shortlist. Rest assured, I did read your email, read your tweet, I looked at them all. Really appreciate everyone getting in touch. I'll see you on the next one, and the next career mode episode will have me in place as the manager of one of the 5 teams on the straw poll link below. I'll see you when you're older. Don't go changing.